Most people watched Jon Snow walk through that tunnel at the end of Game of Thrones and felt cheated. Here was a man who had died and come back to life, a man whose blood was equal parts Stark and Targaryen, a man who had every legal claim to the Iron Throne that Westeros had ever seen, and the show sent him north, into the snow, with the wildlings. No throne, no crown, no kingdom. Fans lost their minds. Some called it the worst ending in television history. Some said it was a slap in the face to 8 years of investment. But what if they were completely wrong? What if Jon Snow's ending was not a punishment, not a failure, not a mistake by the writers, but the single most deliberate and perfectly constructed conclusion George R.R. Martin ever designed? And what if the key to understanding it was sitting in plain sight the entire time, in the form of a blind old man at Castle Black who most casual viewers never paid enough attention to? His name was Aemon Targaryen, and everything Jon Snow did in that finale was a reflection of the life Aemon had already lived. Let's start from the beginning, because the parallel between these two men runs deeper than most people realise. Aemon was born a prince of House Targaryen, the third son of King Maekar I. He had two older brothers, Daeron, known as the Drunken, and Aerion, known as Brightflame, who was genuinely unstable and cruel. Now, as the third son of a fourth son, Aemon was never supposed to be anywhere near the line of succession. And yet, his grandfather, King Daeron II, looked at his ever-growing brood of Targaryen princes and made a decision. Too many male heirs in one royal family, he believed, was as dangerous as too few. So when Aemon was around 9 or 10 years old, Daeron II sent him to the Citadel in Old Town to be trained as a maester. Aemon's own father, Maekar, objected to this. He did not want his son serving others, but Daeron overruled him. That is a detail that matters. Aemon did not choose the Citadel himself as a boy. It was chosen for him, and yet he embraced it completely. He earned his chain by age 19 and gave himself to that life without bitterness. Then the deaths came. Daeron, the eldest, died of a pox he caught from a brothel. Aerion, the second son, died in an even more spectacular fashion. He convinced himself that he was a dragon in human form, drank wildfire to prove it, and burned to death from the inside out. Then Maekar himself fell in battle during a rebellion by House Peak, killed when a stone was dropped from the walls of their castle during the storming. Suddenly the succession was a crisis. A great council was called, and the council turned to Aemon. He was the rightful heir. He was educated, wise, and by every account more suited to rule than anyone they could find. Aemon said no. He was a sworn Maester. He had pledged himself to the Order, which meant he had given up his family name, his inheritance,